Starting shit. Hey, pals, welcome to the Brohio YouTube stream.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, my name's Randy.
My name's Kyle.
This is Kyle. Fuck. What's up? Hey, guys. Jersey Pete. I'm here, Daddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Juan. Hey, Julian. Rex 57. Big Erection Man. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming to the live stream. Thanks for coming. Hey, Tyler. I'm ready to fucking send this, dog.
Yes.
I'm ready to send it. Just kidding. I have nothing set up with the recording software. Project Doom. Who wants to play a game called Kiss My Pee-Pee?
I'm in.
How did I know? All right. Put that over there. Glad you guys are here. Happy to see everybody on a Monday night. Dad, it's Shark Week. It's about to become week when you guys hear this episode. That's what it's going to be.
I'm all about it.
All right. Space Tiger TV, welcome to the chat.
Hey, buddy.
Everybody's here. Junders, Jim Junders, Juan, Brandy, everyone, Chris, everybody's here. The whole gang. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping.
Let's get that shit popping.
This podcast is for fat people or people with puffy nipples only. You ever just get out of the shower and take a long look at yourself in the mirror and say, I got a little ass dick.
Man, do I?
Big old balls.
Do I?
Welcome to the cream spot. I'm the delicious Nicolicious.
I'm Rob Dog. Hey, guys. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Dude, I had a very close friend to me come to me today. He looked at me and he said, hey, man, this sounds like it's going to be one of them suicide talks where someone asks you if you're okay.
Sure.
And I say, yeah. Kind of choked up because I thought I was about to get emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, was that you pooping in the bathroom about 5 minutes ago? I said, yeah. Why? He said, that was the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. Because he came in there to pee in the urinal next to me.
Yeah.
He said, that was the hardest thing I've ever gone through. So imagine what I was going through in there, living fucking in the, the dog days of poop summer in there in the stall. God bless America. There's a lot of conspiracies in the world, We go through a lot of them on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't fucking convince me that holiday fruitcake, right, is just packaged poop from Thanksgiving.
That's my nickname.
Packaged poop?
Holiday fruitcake.
Holiday fruitcake. They just collect all the Thanksgiving poops, they package them up, and then they sell it as fruitcake. You can't, they put some pine needles in there, give it a little nice smell.
Yeah.
Power of pine salt.
Yeah.
Can't convince me otherwise.
I mean, it makes sense.
I had a fucking fruitcake Mountain Dew yesterday.
Oh, dude, those fucking suck.
I threw that motherfucker in the field when I was walking out of Kroger.
I saw it and I was like, ooh, it's fucking brown. I was like, I have to get it.
I did too. It tastes like
toilet water.
Tastes like a mix between those like potpourri pine cones and Pepsi and cum.
I think whenever I took a drink, I was like, it tastes like potpourri.
It tastes like something, dude. Don't get it. I know we're helping some people in China. They get the shit about 5 to 8 years after us.
They do, yeah.
Oh, man, it was not good. But I digress. How about we say thanks to our new Patreon subscribers?
Let's fucking do it, buddy.
Starting with Ty June Man. June Man, Jew the man, buddy. You are the man. Thanks for being here, Ty. You got a big old set of tits on you. Thanks, buddy.
Shannon Ferrigno, thank you very much.
How about Hannah
Montana.
Messikip? Missy Kep Messica. I feel like people are just messing with us, man.
Yeah.
They know I got that chromosome thing going on, and they fucking throw these hard ass words. They're like, Hannah's like, oh, I'm just gonna make up my last name. Hannah Johnson.
Yeah.
Hannah Walters. Hannah Jones. She says, oh, I'm gonna name myself Missy Kep.
She just wanted to spice it, wanted to church it up.
I'm gonna give myself a Dutch, Chinese, a Peruvian name, like I'm a sultan or something.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. We appreciate you.
You and her fucked up last name. Who flung cum? Who flung cum?
It wasn't poo.
It was poo.
When I wrote it down, I was like, who flung poo? Nope, that's cum.
What's worse? I don't know. Who flung cum?
Poop, cum, spit. It doesn't matter. You've come to the right show.
Thank you for flinging it my way.
You are amongst your people who flung cum. How about nice and easy, Tiffany boots?
Ooh.
Yeah, you know why they call her Tiffany boots?
Please tell me.
I can't tell you on the air, man.
Damn. Okay.
She's got big old corns on her feet, so she can only wear boots.
I feel for you.
I hope that's not the case. You ever got a corn on your foot?
No.
That's so gross.
It's fucking bad. It's
I
brutal.
love corn. It's a big lump of knobs.
Stop.
But I do not like corny feet. I will tell you that.
That's no bueno.
I've been making a lot of references to sucking my wife's feet lately.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I want to, but just because I like throwing her off of her game.
Sure.
And it's been working. She's taken aback for sure. Just put her through a tailspin.
You keep talking about it so often. You're like, fuck, man, now I just want to.
Fuck yeah. That's what happens with me.
Give me them knuckles.
I usually will it into reality.
Sure.
I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. She's just gonna wake up one night. I'm gonna be biting her toenails like a baby.
There's worse things you could be doing.
I know, man. I could be on fucking heroin or something.
That's very vanilla these days.
I just want some toe knuckles.
I don't blame you, man. This one you got a fucking weird ass first name, Mary. I'm assuming that's what it is. Mary with an E at the end. Was that what you'd say?
Mary.
Mariah Scantlin.
Margie.
Scantlin.
Mary Scantlin.
She married to the fucking dude from Puddle of Mud.
Mary Swanson. I don't know if that's it. Hey.
Wes Scantlin, isn't that his name? Wes Scantlin?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
That's her.
He's a fucking lunatic.
Sorry you're married to that guy.
Yeah. It's all right. How about Lucas Carroll? Luke, thanks for being here, pal. Sorry about never mind. I can't. Luke, you're the best, buddy.
All right.
Can't wait to go down on you.
Next we got Arnold DeFucktard. Is that right?
DeFucktard. Yeah, Arnold DeFucktard.
Fucktard, okay.
No, it's DeFucktard. It's German.
No, it's Fucktard.
No, dude, that's DeFucktard.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know his family. The DeFucktards. I've been hanging out with DeFucktards for a long time.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's what used to be my nickname was DeFuckhard because I go hard.
DeFuckhard.
Yeah, man. I like if it doesn't sound like plastic hitting when I'm hitting pelvises, then I'm not doing it right. I'd DeFuck hard. How about Carol Van Noort? We got two Carol. We got a Carol last name. We got a Carol first name.
I like the Carol in that picture. Has a really nice Fu Manchu.
Yeah. See that. Carol Van Noort. I love your Christmas carols. I love a lot of things about you, but I love you for being here with us here on the Brohio.
That's what it's all about. We're all family here in the cream spot.
Yeah, we are. We are family. And I recently I started my own personal Twitter. It's just at Brohio Nick. But I'm mostly just doing Bengal stuff on there.
Sure.
I don't want to use the Brohio Twitter for anything other than episode stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. And Brickzilla content.
And Brickzilla. Jesus. But yeah, you guys can go to there and whatever. Pass it around. Light it up. Puff, pass it around. All that shit. And then we also have our own TikToks. What's your TikTok?
I think it's Brohio Rob. Let me check.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, everything I have is pretty much Brohio Rob. Let me see.
I'm at Alien Bigfoot Prince.
Yeah. At Brohio Rob, and it's Rob Diggity Dangle Dog. So there you go.
Can't miss it. It's like a sore Peter. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Although we were talking today I was talking to some friends. We were talking about if we could masturbate in really cold climates, like if it was negative 15 degrees outside, if we could get a nut off.
I could.
You think you could?
For sure.
Really cold?
Yeah.
Really, really cold.
It'd take a while, but I mean, as long as I'm not timed.
As long as I'm not timed, yeah, dude.
The friction, I could easily generate enough friction.
Fucking friction
to keep it warm, and
yeah, dude.
I just gotta worry about my balls going up inside of me. If they go inside me, they don't know if I'm coming.
Dude,
is that how that works?
I used to be like a freezer mechanic.
Yeah.
Negative 20 in there.
The retractable balls are no joke, man.
I used to think about it. If I could hide in there someplace and get one off.
Yeah.
Don't think I could.
Really?
It's scary.
Yeah.
Your penis does weird things to your body when it doesn't want to be a part of your body.
I've been inside of a commercial deep freeze before too, and it's not fun.
It's hot.
You breathe and then like your fucking lips and stuff start getting.
It's so cold. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain. It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. I was super cold the other day, and like my nuts did the super shrink.
Yeah.
And they were this is so much information. They were so fucking tight that it hurt.
Yeah, dude. When mine get really cold and like contract, and I do the pinch and roll to itch.
Yeah.
Ew, that pain.
It hurts, man.
It could bring me to it could make me want to leave the earth. I wouldn't want to be here. It hurts my body so badly. And I didn't know if I was the only person like that or not.
I wonder if pussy lips do that. They just shrivel up.
I think they just get hard, dude.
Like all the meat just retracts inward. And
no, they just get hard. You know, if you take like a cheeseburger and you put it in the freezer, that motherfucker gets hard.
Yeah.
Like a Arby's Big Montana.
Uh-huh.
Same with like a vagina.
Okay.
It just gets hard, man.
I get that.
I don't think we get our wives to do this.
No.
No way in hell. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the stuff you guys really need to hear. This is the article for the week. This is from Indy100.com. It says men should ejaculate 21 times a month to protect against prostate cancer.
A man definitely wrote this. This is propaganda.
Okay, chaps, let's talk about prostate health. It's a sensitive but an important issue for men around the world. See, I don't beat around the bush. I just massage the prostate. I skip the ejaculation, just stick my finger in my ass and give that thing a little rub, a tug. The gland which produces semen is obviously very important, but disorders in the area are increasingly common amongst men over 50. Okay, we're good.
We're fucking good.
An enlarged prostate can cause urination to be frequent and painful, and in addition, prostate cancer is now the third most common cancer in American males. So how can this be fixed? Well, sensible things like diet, exercise, and regular checkups are the most effective way to keep your prostate healthy. However, a new, much more enjoyable method has been discovered by researchers at Harvard, which is a prestigious university here in downtown Dayton.
Ivermectin.
Somewhere. In a published journal named European Urology. Is this for... Okay. Europe, they're fucking with me, man. European Urology. European, all right.
Yeah, not like the... continent, but yeah.
It is indicated that high levels of sexual activity can reduce the risk of contracting prostate cancer. Fuck.
Oh, God.
The study observed the sexual habits of 32,000 men and in conclusion determined that those with a higher rate of ejaculation were less likely to have prostate tumors.
Oh, man.
The author of the study states, we found that men reporting higher compared to lower ejaculatory frequency. What's your ejaculatory frequency? I'd say once an hour for me. That's a pretty good number there.
Frequency or volume?
Ejaculatory, yeah. In adulthood, we're less likely to be subsequently diagnosed with prostate cancer. This large prospective study provides the strongest evidence to date of a beneficial role of ejaculation in the prevention of prostate cancer. Ooh. So how many times would you be ejaculating a month? The panel of researchers believe that 21, take weekends off, bros, will protect you from prostate cancer.
21.
During a discussion with Ultimate Health, the experts said 21 ejaculations or more per month can protect you, males, from prostate cancer.
This is all men.
The study found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times a month had a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer than those who didn't. Quite why this helps the prostate hasn't quite been determined yet, but scientists have speculated that it may flush the toxins out of the tubes there. I take a shit about once a day. Yeah, they say, avoid being fat, don't use tobacco. High-fat processed food and hereditary are also factors that will lead to prostate cancer. So, guys, it's time to talk about that butt nut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is there a prostate cancer month?
I don't know.
November. We're making it November right now.
Because No Nut November.
There's only 2 days left. Yeah,
That'd be counterintuitive if you got to at least come 21 times. It can't be November then. Because that's No Nut November.
What if I remember
I failed that fast.
when we were, me and my wife were really trying to have some more kids. I found her period tracker app. I'm like, what the fuck is this? We should make something called the Jacker app or something like that. Where
that's fun.
Tracks your jack-offs. Oh, man.
Got to keep track of your jack-offs.
Problem is, I can only jack off listening to Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance music, so it makes it, she knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knows.
You got to keep it on in the background.
I'm so fucking pumped, dude. From igloo.com, the people that make coolers.
Yeah, the coolers.
They just released this new badass WWE fanny pack
Fuck yeah.
title cooler.
Oh, no way.
So it's this giant, it looks like the fucking WWE title around your waist, but there's a little zipper on top, and it's a cooler inside of it. You can get
that's fucking
5
cool.
or 6 beer
Oh,
cans of
really?
beer.
Nice.
I'm wearing it at the Bengals game. I'm going to wear it, and I'm going to go.
You got to get you some El Segundos to put in there.
What? I'm going to go so hard, guys.
Yeah, you are.
Don't even want to know how hard I'm going to go. Fucking.
Luckily, the fanny pack will be not showing how hard you are.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be able to display it anyways, man. It's all right.
It'll be cold anyway, so yeah.
Well, how about a break from a couple of our sponsors?
Okay.
All right, we're back. That was magical. Look at that. And we're getting started in about 15 minutes.
Look at that.
Some people say, oh, they'll start the fucking content. Well, I'm here to tell you guys something right now. This is me and Robert's show.
Yeah.
Don't tell me when I need to go or leave.
Is content really that important?
You're here for what? We don't know.
I don't know either.
We love you, but we don't know why you're here. You're fucked up. There's something wrong with you.
Could you imagine,
accidentally finding us?
if it was we were this far into this and we had 30 listeners?
Dude, there's people out there that are like that.
I know, man, and they just keep going.
I'm in the some podcast forums where I'm always open to helping new people and kind of helping you forge your way with podcasting.
That has to be, at that point, it has to be a labor of love.
Oh, yeah. But then, listen, man, podcasting's not about making money or
No, not at all.
being famous. Sometimes it does feel like a chore, man.
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10 times, I'm happy to fucking crack up with my dude.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
But sometimes just I would rather go to bed tonight.
For
you
sure.
know, it's not that I don't want to do it. I'm just I'm fucking tired. You kind of go through it too, coaching the kids, and we kind of got all of our stuff, and then you have to desert your family for essentially 4 or 5 hours on a.
Thank God. I mean what? No, I love my family. Small joke.
I love your family too. I especially love your kids.
They're fucking awful, man.
Yeah, they are. They're bad.
I had to body slam one of my kids the other day.
Gotta put them in check.
Pissed me off.
All mine have the flu right now, so we can trade if you want.
He tried to strong arm me, man.
Don't do it.
They were fighting, and I broke him up, and then he pushed me to get back to him. I'm like,
hip toss.
Yoked his little ass up, and I'm like, nope. Sit your ass down. Picked him up, sat him down in his room. You fucking sitting there and you chill out.
Gotta let him know sometimes, man. Let him know that Daddy's got more hair on his dick than all of them combined.
He was taken aback when I picked his ass up so easily. Just 2 hands, picked him up. Like, nope, you ain't getting him. He got pissed because the little one bit his neck. He vampire attacked his ass. Dude, kids are crazy, man.
Yeah, they are. Give me 1 second here.
I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Oh. All right, YouTube. What you guys got going on? What do your dicks look like? Accidentally found us. Well, I'm glad you accidentally stumbled upon us. That's a good, and that you're still here. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Oh, shit. Mine was good. Nothing too crazy. Hung out, ate too much, played some cornhole. Space Tiger, did you post it today or when did you post it? So probably not. It wasn't long. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to what's been going on here on the page here the past couple days. I've been too wrapped up playing the new Pokemon game. That's all I've been fucking doing with my life. Yeah, I didn't see it. I'll check whenever we get done with this. I'll look it up. Nick judged me because the day after Black Friday, I went and had to go out first thing in the morning and go and get that game. And yeah, I've been grinding away. Yeah, I actually did. I did see that. Everybody was going crazy because they thought that they were that the Debbies were going away for good, but it specifically said commissaries. I wasn't sure if it was referring to military commissary or if it was talking about prison food, so that's why. Did you see that? Little Debbies are going away from commissaries. They're slowly weaning them off. We have so this week I'm gonna try to get back on portion control, and we went grocery shopping, and of course my wife bought the fucking strawberry shortcake Deborah's, and then some double stuffed Oreos and all these potato chips, and I'm fucking hurt, and I look over at it and I'm like, ugh. I gotta do portion control because I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll do the chicken and veggies for dinner. I'll pre-cook me some so I can take it to work too, so I can eat while I'm working through the day. Because I'm not fucking giving up drinking, so I'll give up sugar. At least what I can. But yeah, it's hard getting old and getting fat, man. Many boxes. So we went through. We haven't been getting the strawberry shortcakes. Those are my favorite. I could slam down a box in a day, easy. Probably in an afternoon, honestly. But we've been getting the Christmas trees. And yeah, we've kept them in business through those. Intermittent fasting, yeah, I do typically throughout my day. So when I wake up, I normally don't eat until dinner time. But my problem is that is portion control. So when I eat, ask Nick, like, I'm a bottomless pit. So whenever I do eat, I completely overeat. I don't give my stomach time to stretch out. And I don't drink when I eat either, so I'm not like sipping water to fill my stomach up. So yeah, my brain doesn't cue me fast enough to let me know that I'm full when I really am. I know I'm full, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to keep eating. And then after that, after like an hour later, I'll just continue to snack. And that's what fucks me up. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. She said we were being too loud.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's her.
Okay.
It's not us. Promise.
Yeah, I have no problem with intermittent fasting. I kind of enjoy it.
Everybody in the house has the flu, so she's just...
Oh, I get it.
She thinks some fucking... Wait, I just went to everybody in the house and said, can you hear me? No. Can you hear me? No.
Okay. She's looking out for the kids. I get it.
I'll fucking sit down here and scream at the top of my goddamn lungs.
Crank up that amp, dog. Wow. Let a fucking G chord ring out, my friend.
All righty.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like, it's easy for me to get back into portion control. It's just that first week of doing it, fucking sucks.
People that go on
Fucking
diets
sucks.
are losers.
I gotta cut back a little bit. I love food so much.
Oh, I do too.
Fucking
man.
love food.
Thanksgiving was wonderful.
Yeah. All right.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we're back. My wife told us we were too loud. So I told her that I could not be any more in love with someone and that I would be happy to oblige on whispering for the rest of this episode. Now, she's just concerned because everybody in the house has the flu, and she thinks I'm keeping everybody up.
Yeah. I get it.
Boy, we got I hung up one of them, like, noise curtains I have.
Mm-hmm.
See if it works. I don't know.
You want to do this like an ASMR podcast now?
Yeah, let's just turn everything all the way up.
Let's get into our first subject. Let's see.
Drag it. That's the hair. He's got a toupee on his wiener.
Shh. I can't grow pubes.
Unregulated food trucks. Okay.
Hell yes.
How does that tie into what we're...
That's a good little side hustle right there.
How does that tie into what we're talking about? We went to Phoenix just a few months, maybe a year or so ago, whatever it was.
It's been a minute.
There were a lot of food trucks. We don't have many food trucks here in Dayton. In Cincinnati, where I work at, they'll have like these little housing developments. Homeowners associations. They'll have a food truck every Friday or Saturday night. A food truck will whip into the town, whip into the cul-de-sac, and everybody will come eat the food truck. We don't do that shit around here.
No.
Huh? But how easy would it be for someone just to get a fucking truck and say, I'm gonna go sell some sandwiches, some Monte Crisco's.
Oh yeah.
You ever had one of those before?
I haven't. It sounds delicious though.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't. Sounds
It's
fancy.
powdered French toast.
Oh fuck me.
It's powdered French toast, and then you put Swiss cheese and ham between it, and you grill it like a grilled cheese.
No, fuck me up, Daddy.
Had one of those
Holy
before.
fuck no. I've never even heard of that before.
They served them in the cafeteria at my work, and I didn't know what it was, and then all I read was powdered sugar. I said, I'm in. I don't know if it's a donut or what.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking in.
I'm in. And I tried it at work for the first time.
Breakfast foods, man. Those.
Mother of God, it was fucking delicious. Yeah, start looking for Monte Crisco's when you go to restaurants and stuff.
I might, yeah.
They're pretty good.
That sounds fucking delightful.
But yeah, there's even when I went to California. Oh, California was 10 times. When I went to San Francisco, these motherfuckers were pulling up on the sidewalk with tents, and they had mason jars full of marijuana cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
Micheladas and michelatas, and they had tamales, and they're selling all this shit on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way these people have fucking licenses. We're eating shit from their basement, but it's so wonderful because you're buying it on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, kind of ties into this story. So just keep that in the back of your mind, how scary it is just to eat random food from food truck, someone you've never met before that could. If you walked outside your work and there's just a truck that says tacos, you're gonna be like, that's my motherfucking jam.
We have one right around the corner from our house, and it's a food truck. It's Don Nito's is what it's called. It's a taco truck, and the taco truck doesn't run. Like, they can't drive it anywhere, so it's just parked in a parking lot, and that's where they're parked at, and they make fucking killer tacos there.
But do they? That killer tacos. Let's
do this so fucking good.
That's the phrase of the day.
Yeah, let's keep it up. I like that energy.
You could put anything in these foods. You could put dog shit, fingernails. I found fingernails in my chicken quesadilla from Taco Bell one time when I was a teenager.
Nice.
And I know it was fingernails or toenails. Knew it so much that I called Taco Bell and told them I found toenails in my quesadilla.
Was it like a press-on or?
No,
was it like clippings?
Like somebody like, Victor
son of a bitch.
It was fucking awful, dude. And me and Charlie found it. I cried on the phone with Taco Bell. It's 11:45 on a Wednesday night, and I'm crying on the phone with Taco Bell.
You're fucking traumatized. Like, I don't want to stop eating Taco Bell. But
they said, what was it? Fucking toenail. I was pretty upset, dude. What about big old Joe Metheny?
Metheny?
No,
is it Metheny?
It's Metheny. The one
like meth.
Yeah, Metheny. But I wanted to pronounce it Metheny.
Yeah, Metheny. That's typically how.
Well, Metheny has an A in it. This is Metheny.
Okay.
Big Joe Metheny and his big old special cheeseburger. What kind of cheeseburgers was Joe Metheny selling? Well, old Joe Metheny, he was born March 2nd, 1953 in Essex, Maryland.
Huh.
Right down the road from us, about fucking 12, 13 hours.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, man. And this, I don't know if I need to call this a serial killer week. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll let you guys determine that.
Yeah.
But
semantics.
When you talk about these bad dudes, these, in the words of Donald J. Trump, these bad hombres, these scary dudes, there's usually one common denominator. It's a fucked up childhood.
These thugs.
Yeah, these thugs. When you talk about bad childhoods, there's a couple different directions. Okay, so there's bad childhoods, and then there's bad childhoods.
Yeah.
I feel like you had a bad childhood.
Yeah, but I didn't get like cigarettes put out on my neck or anything.
you didn't get dyed.
Yeah, I didn't have to like eat out of diapers and shit.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this Joe Metheny fellow. That's kind of what he alluded to. That he didn't have a home. He didn't have a mom. He didn't have a dad. He just went wherever the fuck he could find a place to cover his head. And I said, I'm thinking about myself being 8 years old and just saying, you have nowhere to go tonight.
Man, that's rough.
I would have went to your house. And I'd been like, what's up, motherfuckers?
And he'd have been like, I'm leaving.
I'd be like, Scott, beat me up, bitch. Beat both of us up, bitch.
I think, in all honesty, if that happened, I think I would have joined the circus. I'm not even fucking around.
Become a carny?
Fuck yeah, man.
Dude, I got
too nice of teeth for that.
When we go to the carnivals and the fairs,
mm-hmm.
I always walk through their meth RV village.
Yeah.
And I just think, this would be fun because they literally just do drugs and fuck each other. That's all they, as a carny.
And listen to ICP.
If you're ever a carny, send us an email, burhiopodcast@gmail.com.
Please, yes, please do.
But I know they just do drugs and fuck each other. That's all they do.
For sure.
I could be wrong about that. I hope I'm.
There's no way you're wrong about that. There's no way.
Now, Big Joe, he had 5 siblings, and his mother, according to him, did very little to take care of him and his 5 siblings. Excuse me.
You're good, man.
Maybe not so much that she wasn't taking care of them, but she was working so much, doubles, triples, always on the clock, that she just wasn't home to see and take care of the kids. So then you got Dad taking care of the kids all by himself. Well,
God,
fucking Dad died when Joe was 6. He was a raging alcoholic, sloppy, fall down drunk. He got in a car accident when Joe was 6 years old, so he was kind of out of the picture. So then Joe from the age of about 6 on, was kind of his own boss there, man. He was kind of in charge of taking care of himself, and there wasn't really any place for him to go. And I remember when we were in school, you know, you and I were kind of free birds, man. We had a lot of friends. We hung out with a lot of different people, but there was always like, you could always tell the kids that kind of raised themselves.
Yeah.
They were fucking cut different, dude. And you would hang out. And I remember there was one friend we had, and he kind of just like, he kind of raised himself. And I would go to his house, and we were young, dude. 4th, 5th grade. He'd say, "You want a snack?" I'd say, "Yeah." This motherfucker turned the stove on. I'm like, "What are you, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm going to cook some grilled cheeses." "No, you're not. Not with me. Here, I'll call the fire department right now. You turn on the stove. We're 8, dog."
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that, man.
But yeah, that way. And I remember when I was about that age, 5th grade, I went to my mom and I said, "I really like your fried egg sandwiches." And she said,
"Dude, those are so good."
"Thank you." Every morning I would wake up, she would make me 2 fried egg sandwiches with cheese and Miracle Whip.
Oh, dude, that's so fucking good.
Dude.
Ugh.
And I remember one morning my dad made it, and he put fried bologna on it, and that took it to a different level.
Yeah.
But my mom used to make me those sandwiches every morning.
I like them with the little sausage patties.
I said, "Mom, can you teach me how to do this?" She said, "I'll absolutely teach you how to do this."
Oh.
From about the 5th grade on, dude, I could slam down an egg sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's all I would ever cook is fried egg sandwiches.
A good old egg Sammy.
And then I started getting girlfriends, and I had a girlfriend over the house. She said, "I'm hungry."
"Baby girl, I got you."
She said, "You guys got anything to eat?" I said, "We got chips." She said, "I don't want chips." I said, "I can make you a fried egg sandwich." She said, "You can make me what? Fucking what? A fried egg sandwich. You want one or not?"
You want some fried bologna on it too?
You gonna fucking sit here and starve? Or are you gonna eat this fried egg sandwich?
It's a fucking delicacy, man.
She was repulsed. She was disgusted.
What?
Yeah. But you know what?
Good thing that didn't work out.
Honestly, in a fist fight, I would have whipped her ass.
Sure.
Squared up with me, she'd have got it.
Can't talk shit on the egg sandwiches, man. You gotta show it respect.
Man, they're good.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, those kids that raised themselves, they were just different, man.
Yeah.
They were so much different than all the other kids. Cool, usually cool kids, different. One of my best friends growing up, he was in foster care, kind of raised himself. And I've talked about him before, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I would always go to him every time I had a question about like older stuff.
Yeah.
Someone would be like, "Man, that's pimp." And I'd go to Ryan like, what's pimp? He'd be like, "Pimp's the king of the hose, dog." I still remember asking that question in the lunchroom. He said, "Pimp's the king of the hose." I said, "All right." I walked away and said, "I have no idea what a hoe is. I have no idea what a pimp is, but I know the pimp is the king of the hose."
At least you get the hierarchy.
Yeah, man. I got to figure it out at a young age. Joe Metheny's father, like we said, he died in a car accident. And Joe was in and out of homes, not really foster homes. He would fall in line with some unofficial foster homes growing up, but he claims he was in and out of homes. But then his mom later came forward and said, "Listen, if this motherfucker said that he was in foster care growing up, he's a lying-ass bitch. He was at home. He was a good, sweet, well-mannered boy."
He's fucking capping.
She said, and exactly what his mom said. His mom said he was a good student, he was polite, and he wasn't mean. If you ask me, one of my daughters, they say, "What's Sophie like?" I say, "The fucking girl lights up the room. She's hilarious. She never gives up. She doesn't let anything slow her down. She's gonna change the world one day." For a mom to be like, "He's well mannered and he's polite," that's what you say about your kid if you don't know fucking shit about your kid.
Yeah.
But, you know, if anyone asks you about any of your kids, you tell them, like, "Man, that's what he's about, man. He's a good motherfucker." But if your parent just says, if you ask my mom, "What's your son Nick like?" she'd be like, "He's a fucking dickhead."
Yeah, if you give the copy paste answer,
he's polite.
Yeah. He's a nice, good kid. Like that means your kid's, you either don't know anything about him or your kid fucking sucks.
Yeah. But
probably both. Let's face it, most kids suck.
Or he's Joe Metheny.
There you go.
We'll find out about that.
Mm-hmm.
He made a pretty big decision when he was 18, going to be 19 years old. So he got out of presumably high school, survived through that. And you know what, man? Going through the research on this, a lot of the details are very vague. And I kept on saying to myself when I was going through the research, why are the details so vague? I researched this for 5 hours earlier today.
Damn.
Going through all the research, couldn't figure out why the details were so blurry. And then right before you walked in the door, I had a breakthrough. I found out why the details are so murky. But you guys hang around later and you'll figure out why.
Cool.
And it'll all make sense. So he joined the Army, and he claims that he was immediately shipped to Vietnam. This is his own account. His mother says he went to Germany. But the time he was going into the Army would have been about the time that the Vietnam conflict was within 3 or 4 years of winding down. Nonetheless, Joe Metheny claims he went to Vietnam. A lot of people say he was a liar. I think he was actually telling the truth about this. There are no service records that can substantiate his claim of even being in the. He was in the military, but there's no records that substantiate that, which kind of adds those murky details. He very well could have spent time in Vietnam, but this next part of the story sheds a little more light on why it makes it more plausible for me. In Vietnam, the war itself, and I didn't know this, dude. This is you guys are about to learn something today. Drugs and prostitution were exceptionally rampant among soldiers, and I know a lot of you have seen Full Metal Jacket, where she's, "Oh, me so honey, honey, fuck you, baby boy. Ooh, you want me suck your dick? You want me suck your balls from back?
Me love you long time.
Me love you long time, fat boy." They see me, they think I'm a fucking tuna sushi roll right now.
He your guys' chef.
He your fat boy.
He cook you guys food. He no soldier. He don't fight.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, most of the Orientals think I'm Hulk Hogan because I have blonde hair. They automatically see, kind of barrel chested blonde hair.
Yeah.
They think I'm the immortal Hulk Hogan. No matter,
I get that.
No matter how much of an age different, and I play it up, dude. I'll sign autographs.
You got to.
I'll pick their babies up, kiss them and shit. I'll be like, flexing my neck and shit. That's just who I am as a person.
Well, I get it.
In Vietnam, the war, though, there was a lot of drugs. Drugs were rampant, and prostitution was rampant. And we're well aware of the prostitution. When I started digging, I said, drug usage? That would be like, I've talked to some guys that have served in Iraq, Afghanistan. They'll talk about a lot of stuff. They'll talk about burning poop and burn pits and getting lung cancer.
Yeah,
They'll talk about fucking jacking off in a box where they shit in the hole in the ground. But there's never been a single one of them like, dude, we can get some dank ass weed while we're over there. None of them ever tell me that shit.
Yeah, I know, man.
So this kind of struck me. It says armed servicemen of the Vietnam War used drugs more heavily than any previous generation of enlisted U.S. troops. From heroin to amphetamines to marijuana, drugs were so commonplace among the troops that in 1970, liaison to the Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs, Eagle Krogh, told President Richard Nixon, quote, "You don't have a drug problem in Vietnam. You have a condition. Problems are things we can get right on and solve." According to a report by the House Select Committee on Crime, the armed forces used 225 million tablets of stimulants between 1966 and 1969. It was a 4-year period during Vietnam. 225 million tablets of stimulants.
Whew.
In addition to those amphetamines, which were used to boost endurance on long missions, sedatives were prescribed to help relieve anxiety and prevent mental breakdowns. I need some of that fucking shit. It seemingly worked. In Vietnam, the rate of mental breakdowns in soldiers was 1%, a massive reduction from the Second World War, which is 10%. And what happened, these soldiers were going into these villages in Vietnam. They'd find a pack of left-handed cigarettes. They get a pack of weed cigarettes for $5. The military said, "Oh fuck no, we got to start clamping down on this shit." So they started literally prosecuting soldiers that were caught with marijuana, caught smoking it, caught having it.
That's crazy.
They started to prosecute these guys in Vietnam, get them kicked out of the military or even put in military, court-martialed, that shit. So then these soldiers are like, they're kind of not addicted. I don't really call weed an addiction. That was part of their routine, much like cigarettes and beer.
Not much of a difference to me. I mean,
there's no difference, honestly.
No. Yeah.
So they're set on smoking this shit, but then they started fucking putting them in jail for it. So then they from, I forget what country it was coming from, but there's a lot of heroin that started to pass through. And these guys, they could hide heroin a lot easier. They could have it. No one really knew what it was yet. Mm-hmm. They could fucking get high as shit off of it. It would take away all the pain because that's what heroin does.
What it does.
So a lot of these guys got addicted to heroin just simply trying to not smoke marijuana. So a lot of these service members were strictly relying on marijuana that they were buying off the black market, not being prescribed. Mm-hmm. This is shit they're getting from the black market during the infancy of the heroin trade.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this shit was fucking, this shit was probably pure from mother. That stuff now, the heroin they make now, there's goddamn Drano, Kool-Aid powder, fucking Windex, brake cleaner. There's all kinds of shit in that heroin we have now. I want to feel what it feels like to have. If it's morphine, I've never had morphine.
I've had morphine. Fuck, man.
It's great, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
I just want to know what it feels like, but I don't want to do heroin.
You can't feel a fucking thing. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I said, they gave that to me whenever I had my kidney stones.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me something first. It was like a knockoff version of it. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't fucking doing anything. And they gave me morphine, and it was like they gave me it, gone.
Yeah.
It was almost instant.
That's good. That's nice.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, now
I just felt all my muscles just go like, oh yeah, this is good.
Now you want heroin though, right? You want to fucking chase the white dragon.
It was weird though, because I mean, like the second they shoot you with it, you can fucking taste metal. I don't think I've said this before.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, she's like, you're gonna taste metal. I'm like, yep, I'm tasting it right now.
I love it.
It's good.
Yeah, dude, I want to try heroin. Not bad. I want to safely try heroin.
Yeah.
Nah,
is that a thing? Can you do that?
I'm gonna get a kidney stone soon.
Don't do it, man. It's awful.
No, I'm telling you why I'm gonna get one. We bought a case, like on the Sam's Club 36er of Coca-Cola Classic for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think one Coke got drank during Thanksgiving. So there's been a cooler on our back deck completely filled full of Coca-Cola, and it's like 40 degrees here in Ohio.
Yeah.
So this cooler still has ice in it from Thanksgiving. Every time I take the dogs out to use the potty, I open this cooler and I grab a Coke.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
And I haven't been drinking soda as part of like my diet shit to watch what I'm eating and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably drank 30 sodas in like 4 days. Yeah. 40 Coca-Cola Classics.
My thing was energy drinks. Man, I cut out Monsters because I would drink like two.
Fuck them.
Probably 2 of the big cans a day.
my buddy at work drinks like 4 a day.
Yeah, and then I haven't had any problems since then. But I mean, like
he drinks 2 in the morning, and then he drinks a big cup of coffee. And then, I mean, you were doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, I'd still drink coffee too. Ooh. Yeah, I cut back. 'Cause I don't drink a ton of soda. Like I'll drink a Diet Pepsi every now and then, and maybe a Mountain Dew every now and then. But I'm not huge on soda anymore.
Elon Musk put on Twitter. I've been watching his tweets, dude.
You talking about this nightstand?
Yeah, caffeine.
Fucking caffeine. There's like 6 of them on his nightstand,
and a big old goddamn hog leg shotgun pistol. I don't know what that was.
It's a fucking Desert Eagle.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking werewolf gun.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
Fucking hand cannon.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, it looked like the dresser was from like in a motel, like one of the ones they just have that little shitty lamp on. And
well, he's broke, dude. He bought Twitter. He didn't have any money left. He ain't got no money.
Oh man,
ain't got no gas in it. Yeah. So with all this, the heroin shit and all that stuff going in Vietnam. When Metheny Metheny, when he got out of the military, when he was presumably all done and reintegrating into society, he was doing so with a very awful heroin addiction straight from the military.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's a little more expensive to get heroin than it is over in Vietnam, I do believe. At
I would
the time.
assume.
And from this point forward, his mother claimed that he just became like a junkie and a drifter, kind of doing his own thing, a loner. He's never around. He was living in these makeshift homeless camps, and any money he made, he spent it on crack, heroin, and liquor. Crack is another one to me that I just don't know a lot about.
No.
I'd love to talk to somebody that smoked crack before.
Let's get Whitney Houston on the line.
Does it have a smell, or how does it make you feel? I just like to know a little bit more about crack. Someone very close to me still smokes crack.
Really?
I'm not going to use their name, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
Someone very close to me still smokes a lot of crack.
Damn.
And when I talk to mutual friends about this person, they're like, who the fuck sells crack still?
Right. I didn't even know that was still a thing. Yeah. I thought that went out with like the 80s.
Keeping them in business, buddy.
Right.
Joe was very well known amongst the homeless community for his temper and his close association with prostitutes, the ladies of the night, as we shall call them. He also, Joe Metheny, was a fucking gargantuous human.
Yeah.
He was 6'1", teetering 500 pounds. As wide as a pickup truck, dude. This guy was enormous.
He was a tank.
If you look up the picture of Joe Metheny online, just Google Joe Metheny, I know that you've all seen his picture a million times.
Yeah.
Some of you might know his story, but you don't know the part of the story that we know, which is pretty cool. I'm proud that we're bringing content that probably people don't know about tonight. And I think that if you guys saw his picture, you'd be like, okay, I've seen this guy a million times before, but I don't know what he did.
Yeah, same. That was my response.
Even with Joe's badass drug and alcohol addiction, he was one fucking badass forklift operator. You know, good forklift operators are hard to come by these days.
Yeah.
And I've worked in some warehouse settings, and it seems like every warehouse I go to, there's like one hot shot forklift driver that's just, dude is just whipping it. You know, a forklift rodeo.
Yeah,
he do all this shit.
He just knows how it moves.
I mean, he's part of the forklift.
One with the lever.
But that superstar is usually just a fucking sloppy fall down drunk.
Sure.
Addicted to some kind of pills or something. Can never come to work on time. I remember there's a lot of times that I would have to lead shifts at my last work. There's one operator. The dude was just, the motherfucker would flat out get it, dude. He would hit numbers. He would hit big numbers every day. And I needed him to hit these big numbers for the people above me to be like, Nick, you're doing a good job leading the shift. This dude didn't have a driver's license. He had about 50 fucking DUIs. He lived in the hood. Like Nick can't roll up and pick you up without some type of fucking crisis, okay?
Just feed him Adipex.
But I knew that I needed him with me in order to execute the perfect shift. So 2 o'clock in the morning, Friday, Saturday, I'd say, dude, I'm picking your ass up. He'd be like, man, you're going to get fucked up picking me up. I'm like, dude, I got you. They love me in the hood. The hood loves Nickalicious.
Yeah, we're hood certified.
I'd pick him up. There were so many mornings I'd go there to pick him up, and he just wouldn't answer. And I would get out of my car and I'm beating on the door. And
police knock? Yeah.
Police are driving by and shit, shining the light on me. And he finally comes to the door like, what's up, bro? I'm like, we got to go to fucking work. And he's like, all right, give me 10. So then we would be late. Whatever. It didn't matter. But I would get him there. Dude would fucking crush it. Looking like a zombie all day long. Drool running down his face. Half sleep running around. Just
like, knew it like the back of his hand.
Yeah, man. Doing a really good job. But eventually he'd shit in too many beds. And they said, you gotta get out of here.
That's a bummer.
It was. Super nice guy. But yeah, a lot of places are like that. You got one hot shot dude that can do it all, and he's really good at it, but he's usually got some fucking debilitating issue with him.
Yeah, usually right on the cusp of addiction. some addiction.
My guy wasn't addicted. I mean, he was always drunk. He always smelled like he had some malt liquor for sure.
Yeah, I feel like most warehouse guys are like that.
Yeah, dude, it's all right.
No offense to all you warehouse guys. We love you guys.
Though. Yeah, so by this point, he's left Vietnam. He left the military. We're moseying towards the mid-90s here at this point. The weird part of this case, this guy, he's perceived as a pathological liar. The reason that Joe Metheny. Hi.
My TV isn't working. I already tried unplugging it.
What's wrong with it?
It won't turn on.
Did your mom tell you to come out here and get me?
Papa Nick's taking care of some business. All right. How is everybody? Everybody still doing good? Now I just want a fried egg sandwich, man. Gotta be strong. Back through, checking some messages here. All right, guys. Let's see. It's gonna throw up on him. No, she seemed fine. It's just her TV wasn't working, so. Drink the remnants out of what's left in that glass. Not going to do another one, so that's going to be my one and only for the show. Moderation, my friends. Oh, God. That shit burnt. Whew. What's up, guys? And I'm ready to go home and eat me some dinner. I only got to eat a little bit before I left. Still got some steak from yesterday that I need to cook and eat. Ooh. We're ready. Here comes Daddy. Ooh. Damn, it got bright. Okay. Damn, just calls chomos. Holy fuck.
You did?
That's rude.
Chomos?
Yeah. Fucking narrow over here.
He calls Chomos?
Yeah, he did.
Watch, I can block him. I won't do that to my guy.
How dare you?
Watch this.
How fucking dare you?
I put him in timeout.
Sorry, buddy.
Bitch.
He loved us, though. I mean,
300 seconds.
Okay, you got 300 seconds. You get to sit in the corner and think about what you did.
means.
Fuck.
He'll be back. Brett cuss us out. I'm sorry, I had to do dad duty and fix the TV because it's bedtime.
Oh yeah, gotta have the TV.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. And we're back. I had to go fix the TV for my daughter.
Fatherhood calls, man.
I'm being called upon a lot tonight.
Hey, man, you're in high demand.
Very popular in this home.
Yeah.
They know how strong and powerful. They think I'm Hulk Hogan here also.
I mean, I get it. Like I said.
Yeah. Okay. What I was saying. We're up to the mid-90s now.
Mm-hmm.
He's perceived to be a pathological liar. The reason he's perceived to be a pathological liar is a lot of people that report this case aren't putting all the pieces together. They're missing large chunks of this story. So they just say, I'm missing chunks, so this guy must be a fucking liar, which is not the case. His story was kind of protected, and there's a reason why his story was protected.
Okay.
And it kind of, it all connects, man. It's pretty wild how
I like
it all
when the pieces fit.
Oh, this is a wild one, dude. This is not a straight fucking shot. This is an around the world shot.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we're here in the mid-90s. There's an unsubstantiated claim from Joe himself, Joe Metheny, that he did murder a prostitute in 1976. That prostitute was never found. There was never any crime. There was never any prosecution. He was never arrested for anything. It's alleged that he murdered a prostitute in 1976. Whether that's the truth or not, no one knows except for Joe. And he claims that's what happened. But he's pretty transparent through the process here of everything that all the bad shit that he did.
Yeah.
In 1994, Joe Metheny made his first confirmed kill. Fucking Modern Warfare.
Confirmed kill.
Yeah, speaking of Modern Warfare.
Haven't played it yet.
I fucking play it so much, dude. I can't.
So that's what everybody in the chat here. I've just been playing fucking Pokemon. Playing that new Pokemon dog. Well, got it Friday.
Fuckhead. I don't even know how to find my
Your KD.
Okay, I'm Brohio Nick on PlayStation.
PlayStation Network.
Yeah. I'm Brohio Nick. If anyone wants to play with me. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I don't know my number thing. Oh well. Yeah, just look up Brohio Nick on PlayStation Network. I know there's like an Activision tag. It's in the closed group. If you guys get a Butt Chuggers Anonymous Brohio podcast password Bill Wilkins, I put a post on there with my.
So many people have a hard time finding it.
My gamer tag. Yeah, fucking. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
People these days, from all the yoo-hoo they used to drink back in the day, it fried their brains, man. Shit just doesn't work. Yeah, but in 1994, Joe made his first confirmed kill. It was a prostitute by the name of Kathy Ann Magaziner.
God damn.
I don't think she was a porn star. But that's a very porn starish name.
It is, yeah.
Hey, what's your name, fatty?
MAGA Wiener.
My name's Kathy Ann Magaziner. Magaziner.
I've never heard that before. That's a unique.
Next time you're at Walmart, try and find the magazine aisle. It is sad, dude. They're down to about like 5 or 6 magazines.
Oh man, I'm surprised that's still a thing.
I used to love getting magazines back.
Me too, yeah.
Guitar World, WWF magazine. I get a bunch. I love magazines.
I got Circus magazine. That was mine.
That was a good one too. That's for
metal,
vampires.
Yeah, metal music. Yeah,
dude, Junko jeans and
all the fucking
Vans.
Korn posters and shit.
Yeah, dude, there were good posters in those.
Fuck yeah, there was, man.
Man, there was
good shit.
So yeah, he killed a prostitute by the name of Kathy Ann Magaziner. She was a 39-year-old sex worker, or as we called her before, she was a lady of the night.
She was a hoe.
If you're a lady of the night, send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to a prostitute.
Oh, dude, yeah, that'd be great.
Not really a prostitute, maybe an escort. You can remain anonymous. We can shift and throw your voice if you don't want to use your real voice. We can certainly accommodate that. But yeah, we'd love to have even male or female. If you sell your butt as a man
in the adult industry, I'd like to talk to we've already talked to what's his face, Bergzilla, but we haven't talked. Yeah, we haven't.
If you're a man that sells your butt,
Oh, yeah.
We want to talk to you in person. In the studio.
And your butt.
With the lights off. I like the way you wobbly when you wiggle. Yeah. Yeah, he killed Kathy Ann Magaziner by strangling her. And that is such a passionate way to kill someone. Just a
And big beefy hands smelling of fucking
Cheeto dust,
pork
and
rinds
fucking
and
dick. But man, that is for me, that's a passionate way.
It is, yeah.
To kill someone, just to take your hands. And I don't want to kill anybody. Let me get that out there. I have no desire to ever kill anyone.
Yeah, me neither.
But just to put your hands around somebody's throat and watch the fucking life leave their body as you stare them in the eyes and they fight. That's a sick way to let somebody go. I don't like if I had to kill somebody, I'd probably try and do it in the least violent way possible. If somebody said for $100 billion, you have to kill somebody and get away with it. If you don't do it, your whole family dies.
Fuck me. God damn.
But that's how you got to because I would never want to hurt somebody like that. I don't even want to ever hurt anybody.
You could have just left it at $100 billion. I'd definitely do it for that.
No,
who am I killing?
I don't think I would kill someone for $100 billion, dude.
Dude.
I don't think I. What if it was like you're fucking? What if it was me? I mean, what if it was? Fuck you, man.
I'll give a couple billion to Stacy. No, there's no way. It depends.
You'd be like, listen to me.
Hear me out.
You love him a lot, but you're gonna love him a lot more when he's gone.
Hear me out. No, there's no way I could do that.
Yeah, like if someone was like $500 billion kill Robert, I'd say, no, I'm not doing that. But if someone that I don't know,
Yeah.
just someone like a child molester,
Sure.
They say I could probably kill a child molester for free, but they say but I wouldn't inflict pain on that person. There would be a different part of me that would come out. I'd be pulling out toenails and shit.
Go medieval.
Yeah, cut their tongue out and put it in their butt. I don't know. I just won't kill anybody. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
If we can agree on that. We just won't kill anybody for now. But this, just like to wrap your hands around somebody's throat and squeeze them to their head pops like it's it.
I wish that was the noise it made.
Dude, that's like, the episode that I almost prepared tonight was going to be irrational fears.
Oh, that's cool.
And one of my irrational fears, I've been around a lot of dead bodies between the police department and the prison. I've been around a lot of dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
One of my irrational fears is when you like shit and piss yourself after you die.
Okay.
You're not even alive to defend yourself. So what if they come find me and I just got like shit and piss all over myself?
That's a weird irrational fear.
It is, man. They're like, if a family comes in, they're like, would you like to see him? And then your family's like, yeah, I want to see him. And they come in and the doctor's like, right before he pulls back the curtain, they're like, he did shit himself. I know he's loved by many, but he shit himself. And there's a pee dot on the front of his trousers.
Mine is like one of my irrational fears is dying naked, and then whoever finds me has to see my naked ass body. I just don't want to do. Like if it's one of my kids, like the last thing they see is my fucking dick hanging out. That's all the kids are gonna remember the rest of their lives.
Sad shriveled dick.
Yeah, it's just pathetic wiener.
And they talked at your funeral and like, my dad loved us and he always played with us. The reason he played with us is because he didn't have a dick big enough to play with.
Yeah, man, it's one of those
stupid
things.
Irrational fear. I don't even know why I thought of that.
Yeah.
But after he killed Kathy Ann Magaziner, he took the body, and one day before his shift, he was a badass forklift driver. He worked for a pallet company. It's really important to remember that he worked for a pallet company. They built pallets. He took the body before his shift, and right outside his work on the property, he buried her in a shallow grave. And if that wasn't enough, he started to worry about the wrong people perhaps stumbling upon the body. He maybe been doing a little bit of true crime research. So he doubled back to the crime scene. He dug the body up and then he decapitated her in order to get rid of the skull because he wanted to get rid of the dental records. But when he decapitated the body, he then took his hand, and the skull was filled full of maggots.
Oh, shit.
He scooped the maggots out of the skull, and then he proceeded to have sex with the fucking, this is what he claims. He proceeded to take his penis and insert it into the skull and have sex with the skull.
Oh,
until,
no way.
Until he was all done.
I ain't getting a maggot in my hole. Nope.
He ladled those maggots out, dude.
You had that one stray maggot that just gets all up in your wiener? No, thank you.
And after the skull was all good and full of cum, just like your mom, he fucking put it. He put it in a box and threw it away. just threw it away.
Just discarded it.
Just put it in the dumpster, dude.
Like,
send it down to old Waste Management. So let them take care of it.
It was like the sock that he wore yesterday.
Gave it a bumpy ride to Rumpke. Let them take care of it.
Just filled that bitch full and later.
God, it's so fucking hot. That's gross, dude. That grossed me out when I read that.
That's really gross.
Maggots gross me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Out, dude. I don't like them.
Not a fan.
Which leads me to my next question. Could you fuck a skull full of maggots for like $1 billion?
I don't think I could.
No, me neither.
I'd be throwing up too much.
Let's keep going. Stinks. I can smell it from here. In July of 1994, not long after killing Magaziner, Joe had a very bad night when he arrived home from work. So he'd worked some overtime, put in some extra hours. He got home from work from the pallet company. When he arrived home from work that night, he found that his girlfriend and his son, the girlfriend had removed everything from their house or their trailer or whatever they were living in. But she'd removed everything from the home and she'd vanished. She'd left in the middle of the night. But he knew she was a crack whore ass slut bag. And he knew that she was on some shit, dude. He knew that she was sneaking around doing some crack whore shit. And this is his own words. I'll have to pull this up a little later because he wrote an entire manifesto kind of, I don't know, what is it called when you, not a guilty plea, but his side of the story, he kind of admits guilt.
His admittance of guilt, yeah.
But he gets home from work and she's gone. The kid's gone. Everything in the house is gone. In the words of Joe, she was a crack whore and he wouldn't have any problems finding her. And this is where his bloodlust kind of comes to head right here. It kicks, his bloodlust is kicked into overdrive. He immediately started hitting all of the hot spots where all of the crackheads hung out that he knew where his girlfriend would be. These homeless encampments, halfway houses, under bridges, under overpasses, all that shit. He started going to all these places, and he was turning up nothing. He couldn't find his girlfriend. He couldn't see where she was at. This is before Find My iPhone shit.
Yeah.
You always know where we're at now.
Find My Crack Whore.
I got my mom and dad on my Find My iPhone. So I'll call my dad. I'll be like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the store. I'm like, you're at Hardee's, bitch. You're at Carl's Jr. Now, when he was searching for his girlfriend, he went under a bridge, and there under the bridge, laying on a mattress, was two homeless men, Randall Brewer and Randy Piker. They were living in this little tent city, laying on a mattress. And I guess that Joe had disagreements with these men before, so he thought that they were withholding information from him, which was enough to piss off Joe. And you guys remember, Joe is just a mountainous fucking man. His nickname was Tiny.
Oh, yeah. There's never been someone with the nickname Tiny that's a really small guy.
You got it, dude. Usually the guy named Tiny is the guy you like, I need my house picked up. And you just, call Tiny. See what Tiny's up to. See if he'll come pick your house up.
Yeah.
So he thought these guys were withholding information about his girlfriend, so he was carrying an axe with him. He used the axe he was carrying to beat the men to death, and he proceeded to dismember both of their bodies and left their dismembered bodies lying on the mattress where he found them. This was on August. Their bodies were found August 2nd, 1995, about a month. I don't remember. I think it was just a few months after this. But later that evening, he claims he lured a crackhead under the bridge and he got her high. He thought that she had info as well as to the whereabouts of his girlfriend, and she was not being forthcoming about the information. After the woman continuously claimed she had no idea where his girlfriend or his son was, he proceeded to beat the woman, rape her, and kill her with an axe on the spot as well.
Jeez.
He discarded her body in the bushes nearby. Moments later, this is all the same night, dude.
This is crazy.
It's a wild motherfucker, isn't
Yeah.
it? Moments later, he did the same exact thing to another crack whore, but this one was a little different. Right as he was about to discard her body into the bushes, he was spotted by an older black gentleman that was fishing nearby. So what did old Joe Metheny do? He grabbed the closest lead pipe that he could find. He proceeded over to the old black fellow, and he struck him in the head with a lead pipe, killing him the instant the pipe touched his head. And let me see. I gotta find this guy. I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Okay.
I really want to find his his account. Joe Metheny. Yeah, we'll just call it Joe Metheny. About that. Sorry, YouTube. Trying to find my I don't remember the Okay. Look how ugly that
Fucking
motherfucker
ugly
is.
motherfucker, dude.
All right, I found what I was looking for. It's his own words. This is like his manifesto, his accounts of everything that happened. She acted like she didn't know, so I beat the hell out of her and raped her ass, then killed her. I put her in some bushes and went and lured the second bitch down there. I did the same to her as the last one, but as I was about to throw her in the bushes with the other one, I noticed an old black man down by the river fishing, looking back up at me. I grabbed a steel pipe that was laying by and ran down on him and laid his head wide open. So I put the two girls and him in the river and weighed them down with rocks. That was a very busy night for me. 5 murders within 7 hours. I washed up in the river and cleaned up the crime scene as much as I could, then left. That's Joe Metheny's accounts of what happened that night.
That's fucking cold.
That's a bad boy right there. So yeah, he weighed their bodies down, sent them on down the river. Police caught up with Joe 2.5 weeks later after the murder of the 2 homeless men on the mattress. The 2 homeless men were found. The people he put in the river were not found. So the 5 people he killed that night, only 2 of them were found.
Damn.
But police, they caught up with him. Joe was arrested for the murder of the 2 homeless men. You're thinking, oh my God, it's finally fucking over. No, it's just getting started. He would spend 18 months in Baltimore City jail, which some of you are like, okay, jail. Prison. Prison's where you go when they say, all right, you're guilty, you're going away. No, he just spent time in jail, 18 months before all charges were dropped due to lack of evidence.
That's crazy.
Those motherfuckers must not have had any DNA back then.
They didn't have shit.
Joe, after he'd spent all this time in prison, in this part of the story, I'm reading through the research, I said, this is a really fucking dumb boss right here. But then I uncovered this article from this newspaper, and now it all makes sense to me. But Joe begged for his job back at the pallet factory. And his boss there at the pallet factory, Jack, was more than happy to oblige and gave him his job back. But part of him coming back to the company was there was a little trailer that was on the property. his boss, he knew that Joe didn't have anywhere to go. So Joe would stay in the trailer on the property of the pallet factory. He would be like a night watchman.
Okay.
He would drive forklifts during the day. It was kind of a perfect opportunity for both sides.
All right.
Yeah, so he kind of, got a key to the front door, a key to the gate. He was kind of the do-it-all kind of guy there at the pallet factory. But this was in exchange for working the off hours. He had a place to stay, a roof over his head. He claims this is what Joe claims. Joe claimed that the business was on a dead end road, way back, kind of where nobody could see it. Not a lot of traffic, so it made it perfect for what he was trying to do. And it's already been proven he had like an insatiable urge to just fucking kill people.
Man.
He went on a gnarly rampage that night and killed all those people. During his time in the trailer, his murderous rage did not stop. In November of 1996, one evening, a 23-year-old woman by the name of Kim Spicer came back to his trailer with him. He killed her by sticking a knife in her chest. He proceeded to dismember her body, but kept a lot of the meat from her body and put it in Tupperware and put it in his freezer.
Naturally.
During that time, there was another woman that he lured back to his trailer and killed, but there might have been a name associated, but I couldn't really find it.
Okay.
Over the coming weeks, on the weekends, Joe would open a little open pit beef stand. I've never been to an open pit beef stand before, but it sounds absolutely delicious.
Hell yeah.
Count me in for an open pit beef stand, whatever that is.
For sure.
He said there was
like a pit boss.
There at he would sell real roast beef sandwiches and pork sandwiches.
Hell yeah, man.
He was really building up a name for himself at this open pit beef stand. People were saying, "Oh man, these fucking burgers, these sandwiches, this shit's all delicious. This guy's going places." But he was taking the flesh from the prostitutes that he was chopping up. He was mixing it in with the pork meat and making these pork sandwiches with human mixed into it.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's so
He would take
fucked up.
the flesh and the meat from the chopped up prostitutes, and he would mix it into the bodies with the. He mixed up the bodies.
Oh, man.
In the pork.
Yeah, it's fucking recycling at its fullest.
Creating a wonderful sandwich. People would rave about his pork sandwich and say, "What's in this?" You say ass, and they go, "Ah." When in all actuality, he was putting the ass in his food. And I was starting to think about like eating humans and stuff like that. I'll eat my wife's ass, but that's not necessarily eating.
Yeah.
It's kind of a different kind of eating,
Yeah.
And but dude, I'll eat an ass right now. Not a dirty, stinky one, but I will eat an ass.
I feel that.
But if somebody was like, "Hey, I got a barbecue sandwich." First off, I don't know what the fuck a barbecue sandwich is. So you've already got my attention. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Just if I come to you and say, "Rob, dog, you want a fucking barbecue sandwich?" You're going to be like, "Yeah, I do." I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What's a barbecue? Is it pulled pork with barbecue sauce? What
This
is
is
it?
bread and barbecue sauce.
Whatever it is. If I come to you and say, "You want a barbecue sandwich?" You're going to be like, "Well, fuck yeah, I do." But if someone says, "All right, I'm going to give you $1 million, and you got to eat one of these sandwiches. This sandwich right here is just pure pork, just pulled pork. But one of the sandwiches has human meat mixed into it. But you don't know. You just got to eat one of the sandwiches, and you'll never know. I'm never going to tell you for $1 million. There might be fucking human ass in both of them. It's at that point I'd have some questions. So, as in, what type of human went into the barbecue sandwich? Speaking for myself, if the person says we got a lady meat in there, we got a lady of the night. I'd say yeah, I'll probably do it. Let's do it. Women, they're not nearly as nasty as us.
For sure. Yeah.
And you know what, dude? I've eaten enough ass to know if their ass tastes like that, then the rest of their body has to taste good.
As long as they're not diseased, I mean, yeah.
I don't even care.
I might chomp down on a thigh or something.
I'll eat my wife's tit. Dude, I know those taste like chocolate covered cherries.
Milky.
But then if the chef says no, it's a big fat dude just like you. I say no, dude, because I got some confliction going on inside this body right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something wrong with me. So
There is a conflict. I got hard ass arteries, got a hard ass wiener. Don't be feeding me no wiener meat.
Stinky butt.
I got a stinky butt. Man, dude. And a lot of the people that I don't know who they interviewed that's eaten people before, but a lot of people claim that human tastes like is closely associated to pork. That it's eating But dude, meat is meat though. At what point do you draw fucking like what? When you eat a rabbit, whenever someone says, "I'm gonna make squirrel soup," what's the fucking difference between eating a human's butt cheek? If someone gets liposuction on their ass or something, and the doc's like, "I took off a little bit too much fat, I got some meat too," and then he hits you in the alley and says, "I got some butt meat, I got some ass. If you want to fry it up, a little filet mignon." Where's the line?
Yeah.
There's no difference. The only difference between us and fucking squirrels is we pay to live on this motherfucking rock. Squirrels just hang out and run around.
Yeah, they just take advantage of it.
In squirrel world, we're the aliens. In human world, squirrels are fucking animals, but in squirrel world, we're the weirdos. They're just swinging through the trees trying to get a nut. Who are these fucking people driving these things trying to kill us on the road all the time?
Yeah, we're just walking around trying to get a nut. I mean, it's all,
Yeah.
it's all relative.
So where do you draw the line? If you don't know, when you go a China buffet, that is good shit.
It is.
How confident are you that the meat you're actually eating is what you think you're ingesting?
70%.
That's not good enough, man. That's bad. Like the General So's, or as our friend Oppie likes to call it, the General Toso's chicken.
Tosos.
If you get some General Tso's, dude, that's good ass.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's good ass shit.
It's chicken, but you don't know what part of the chicken
But
it
then
is.
the chef walks out the other night. He says, "Hey, you fat boy, that was little baby in the chicken." What? A baby chicken? No, it was little baby in the chicken. So I just ate a baby. Yeah. So all of a sudden, does that make me? What does that make me? Does it make me like a felon, or what is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some wild ass shit. We need a lot more marijuanas for that. For that discussion. So he needed more meat at this point. He chopped up 2 prostitutes. And people were raving about his fucking barbecue sandwiches, which are delicious.
He's getting fucking Michelin stars over here while serving up hookers.
He was fucking 5, multiple stars on Yelp. People were eating it up, man. But he needed more meat. So on December 8th, 1996, this is when he kind of fucked up. He invited an old friend named Rita Kemper. And anytime you got a bitch named Rita hanging around, just know that broad can fight, fuck, and drink, dude.
Look how long Rita Puzzle fucking kept them Power Rangers at bay.
Jason David Frank, rest in peace.
R.I.P., brother.
What a beautiful fucking soul.
Yes.
Lived the gimmick for 30 years.
Loved it.
Loved it. Lived it. Probably had a fucking nice...
I'm sure he ran through all of them.
Tan cock.
Yeah, R.I.P., man. He was the real hero of that
I was
series.
friends with him on Facebook.
Were you? Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
He liked my comment one time.
I would have jizzed.
I did. White Rangered. Fucking White Rangered the screen. I White Rangered everything. I made everything White Ranger.
Rangers.
You hit me with the aye.
Aye.
So fucking dumb. You just did all fucking 8 voices in like 30 seconds. You said Rangers. What was his name?
Who, Zordon? Alpha?
Was Zordon the robot?
Zordon was the big head in the tube, and then Alpha was the robot.
Was the robot.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, good show.
His arms just flail around.
Yeah, they're like a garden tube. I don't know what it was.
Aye, aye, aye.
Yeah, he invited old Rita Repulsive back to his trailer. When she refused to have sex with his big fat ass. He chased her down before she'd get out of the trailer and started to beat her. He dragged her back into the trailer and attempted to rape her at this point. He told her, audibly said to her, "I'm going to fucking kill you and I'm going to bury you like all the other women."
Oh, fuck. That's the last thing you want to hear when you're being threatened. Like all the others. Like
let's read
his account?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Probably in the barbecue stand part. Maybe. That's a cool bridge.
Okay. Over the next couple weeks on the weekends, I opened up a little open pit beef stand. I had real roast beef and pork sandwiches, and why not? They were very good. The human body taste was similar to pork. If you mix together, no one can tell the difference. Everything was going pretty good until I ran out of my special meat, so I lured another bitch up to my trailer.
Fuck.
What a bastard.
I know.
I got her there and started to rip her clothes off and knocking the hell out of her. She was screaming, but there was no one around to hear her except me, and I just kept on laughing at her. I turned around for a split second, and that was my mistake, for she ran out the door. Before I could get to her, there was an 8-foot chain-link fence with barbed wire on top of it around the front of the company. There was a stack of wooden pallets next to the fence about 10 feet high. That bitch scaled those pallets like a monkey and jumped the fence and ran down to the main road where some guy in a pickup truck picked her up and took her to a nearby gas station where she called the cops. Well, I knew the cops were on the way, but I didn't run. I gathered up her clothing, grabbed the keys to the gate, went out and opened it up. As soon as I stepped out the gate, a cop car pulled up. The cop jumped out, pulled his gun on me, and told me to get on the ground. And that's where it all came to an end.
Damn.
And you're thinking to yourself, that's pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, it is.
That's not the end of the story.
Okay.
That is not how this actually happened.
Okay.
And you are probably, remember you say, Nick, you keep on talking about the murky details. Well, we're going to start getting into the murky details.
Get into the murk, Daddy.
And there was a major discrepancy in how this did come to an end. And I will say his personal account right there is not how this came to an end.
Okay.
In his words, the police came and picked him up right after the attack. Most of the research claims he was arrested on December 15th, 1996, when he asked, there's another version of the story where he was figured out. The other way this story ends, he asks a coworker at the pallet company, he says, "Hey man, I need some help burying a body." And the guy says, "I gotta run home real quick and I'll be right back and I'm gonna help you bury that body."
Huh.
He went to the fucking cops and he said, "I got a guy at my work that needs help burying a dead body. Get him the fuck out of here." And then he got arrested because the coworker ratted him out.
Okay.
It's not ratting someone out if they've killed somebody.
Yeah.
That's just doing the right thing. Okay?
Sure.
When he was arrested for the murder of Joe Metheny was arrested. He was arrested for the murder of Spicer. He also confessed to the other murders as well. The 3 days after, he led police to the grave where he had buried Magaziner. Although she had been decapitated, she was still able to be identified using dental records, which I have no fucking clue how they were able to do that if her head had been chopped off.
Right.
Police reported that he chose young white women as his victims who were also heroin and cocaine addicted sex workers. Most of his killings involved brutal sexual assaults. It was said that he killed Tony Lynn Ingracia, age 28. However, these charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. Metheny claimed that he killed 3 more prostitutes along the Washington Boulevard in Baltimore. Once again, there's a lack of evidence for the cases, especially since their bodies were never found. It was reported in the Baltimore Sun in 1997 that it wasn't clear how truthful Metheny's claims were, as he said he killed 10 people.
Okay.
That would make him a fucking serial killer.
For sure.
Metheny's attorney was remorseful that drugs and alcohol changed Metheny and made him into a monster. In 1997, Metheny was tried in the Kemper case and was given a 50-year sentence for kidnapping and attempted sexual assault. That was Rita that jumped out the fucking window. Metheny was also acquitted of trying to murder her. He was given the death sentence in 1998 for Spicer's murder. During his sentence hearing, Metheny said he killed because he enjoyed it and that he got a rush and a high from it. He said, quote, "I have no real excuse why other than I like to do it." August 1998, he pleaded guilty to the murders and robbing of Magaziner. Prosecutors thought the death penalty was suitable. However, for that case, he only received a life sentence. It was overturned, and his sentence for Spicer's murder was reduced to life without parole. They argued that Magaziner's death was not planned and it was only supposed to be a robbery, but the evidence indicated robbery was not indeed the motivation. The words, "I'm sorry," this is a quote from Joe Metheny. The words, "I'm sorry," will never come out, for they would be a lie. I'm more than willing to give up my life for what I have done, to have God judge me and send me to hell for eternity. Later on August 5th, 2017, Joe Metheny was found dead in his cell at the Western Correctional Institution in Cumberland, Maryland, at the ripe old age of 62 years old.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. And I know, don't turn us off. Don't fucking turn us off. I want to go back in time a little bit.
Put some pieces together.
Go back in time for a minute. There's a gentleman by the name of Jack Stein. Jack Stein is essentially a career criminal. Jack Stein has a son named Joe Stein. Jack. We'll call him Senior and Junior.
Okay.
Senior's dad, Junior is a son.
Naturally.
Senior is a life of crime. He gets Junior at a very young age. We're talking 6, 7, 8 years old. Starts training him to squeeze into tight places. Starts teaching him how to disarm alarm systems. Starts teaching him what money orders look like, cash looks like, important artifacts, guns, jewelry.
Damn.
And he starts sending
What
Junior.
a dad. I haven't taught my kids any of this shit. Should I start brushing them up on it?
He starts sending his son into these buildings, these department stores, different places, and he's having his little son knock these fucking places off, rob them, take everything out of there, dude.
Damn.
Like a little fucking trained monkey.
Yeah.
Junior starts to get a little bit older, and he wants to separate himself from his life of crime, kind of get away from his dad. Some years later, Junior and his wife Donna reconnect with his father, Senior, and the dad is emphatic. He says, I have fucked up your life. I have fucked up my own life. This is after multiple prison sentences on the dad's part. I'm ready to I'm ready to start doing better, and I've got my own business, and I would love for you to be a part of it. The company is called, I believe it was Joe Stein and Sons Pallet Company, whatever.
Sure.
The pallet company that he had started was the pallet company where Joe Tiny Metheny was living in the trailer out around the property.
Okay.
So Junior says, "You know what? It's time to get back to my roots. Time to connect with my dad. This is a good opportunity for me to get a good job and start to move in the right direction for myself." Father and son are back together again. Dad owns the place. He's kind of around, kind of not. But then he has his son, Junior, Joe Stein, not Joe Metheny.
Mm-hmm.
Has Junior kind of run the day-to-day operations. Junior starts seeing there's fucking trailers being backed up. It's a pallet company. They build and they sell wooden pallets.
Yeah.
I'm talking about some deep connection shit right here, trying to put all these pieces together. Junior starts seeing that these semi-trucks are backing up to the dock filled full of fucking television, electronics, stuff that gets stolen. You're getting trucks full of cups, full of paper, all kinds of shit it has nothing to do with pallets.
That they don't do business
the
with.
The stuff's getting expeditiously pulled off these trucks, and it's just disappearing. He starts to talk to his dad a little bit. He says, Dad, something is afoot here. I don't like, and then the dad says, look, here's what's going on. We're getting a lot of stolen goods, and what was going on is this was an organized crime ring. It was a pallet company, but they were cooking their books, and they were cooking other people's books. The biggest being the Solo Cup Company.
Yeah.
They were...
So they were just a big laundering business.
And I don't really know, but I know what was happening. Solo Cup would buy 10,000 pallets. Mm-hmm. Then the pallet company would bring them 100 pallets. Solo Cup would sign off on it. We got it. And meanwhile, people's pockets are getting slicked. Then the pallet company would turn around and for the shorted delivery, they would give the delivery clerk and the supervisor like $500 for the supervisor, $150 for the delivery clerk. Then the delivery company would send like a fucking truck, 2 full trucks full of Solo Cups to this pallet company. The pallet company would in turn take these cups and then sell them to people, not really paying anything for it except for the $600 or whatever.
Sure. Both
sides were cooking their books doing this shit. The Solo Cup Company did file suit at some point, but that's it doesn't matter. It's later down the road. Mm-hmm. But Junior says, okay, this is what you told me we weren't doing. This is exactly what I did want to get back into.
This is why I fucking joined back up with you and wanted to work here, because you were getting away from it.
Yep. So then Junior, unbeknownst to his father, goes to the FBI and says, my dad is cooking the books. He's running an organized crime ring, and I'm willing to rat on this motherfucker.
I'll turn him over right now.
So it was FBI. I do not know the FBI agent's name, but the FBI agent said, all right, let's work. They put a wire on Junior. Junior started having conversations with his dad, recording all this stuff. This went on for months and months and months. They're just piling up. They're getting the FBI's building cases against Solo Cup Company, against the dad running the pallet company. They're building cases against everybody.
Damn.
Right. And he's just wearing a wire, getting all this information for the FBI. Lo and behold, one of the guys working at the pallet company, Joe, the guy we're talking about here.
Tiny.
Yeah. There was another guy that worked for the pallet company named Clinton Ashbrook. He was a made man too. His family had married into the Stein family. They were all fucking married. So he was part of this crime syndicate as well. Tiny comes to Clinton and says, I need help burying a body. So then Clinton says, I don't know what the fuck to do. So he goes to Junior and says, this guy that lives here on the property says he has a dead body that he needs to hide. So then Joe says, I know just the motherfucker to go to. Junior says, I know just the person to talk to. I got an FBI handler. We'll go to him right now if you're willing to tell the FBI handler what you just heard. So they go to the FBI handler, and the FBI handler says, what the fuck? You've completely ruined my investigation for all the money laundering, the cooking the books, all that shit. They're doing some embezzlement. They're doing all this wild shit. You've completely ruined my I gotta close all this shit up right now. What no other podcast, to my knowledge, there's one YouTube team that covered it. I do know that, but no other podcast covers this part of the story with the connection to the organized crime. The reason why Tiny was on the property, Tiny was the enforcer for Senior. all of his dirty work, rattling the crackheads, getting money from people that owed money, scaring people.
He was the knee breaker.
All of his dirty shit that he needed done, his fucking enforcer was Tiny. So the reason Tiny was able to operate in the capacity that he was able to operate, Senior knew what Tiny was doing, killing these people and burying them places. These people getting murdered might not been crimes of passion, like prostitutes and shit.
Yeah.
These might have been people that just knew too much, that
owed money.
Owed money.
Owed money. Yeah.
No one. I do not know the answer to that for sure, but I do know that at the end of this story here, we find out that Tiny is actually the enforcer for the owner of this pallet company. He's not just some fucking forklift driver.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All the other podcasts that cover this, like, just a forklift driver that killed everyone and ate him up and turned him into sandwiches.
And that explains why he was so okay with him staying on property, and then having him look over everything. And
absolutely,
it makes sense.
So after, and this is where the murky detail. I say, is the murky details. When she crawled out of the window and ran to the police station, he didn't get arrested that day. Whenever the night that he said, I need help burying the body, he was snorting coke and doing crack with this Clinton Ashbrook. They were getting fucked up in the trailer, and he says, yeah, by the way, I gotta help keep fucking burying a body. And Clinton Ashbrook's like, fuck. He literally got on his motorcycle and took off.
I don't blame him.
He left.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
They went to the FBI handler, said, this is what this guy is doing. Well, when they did go to arrest Tiny, he was at a big to-do, possibly mafia-related Christmas dinner party.
Okay.
Tiny was at the dinner party with Senior, who Tiny was essentially Senior's bodyguard and his enforcer.
Yeah.
They arrested both of them coming out of the Christmas party because they nailed Senior for being like an associate or an accessory after the fact. He accommodated, the hiding of the dead bodies on the property. But that's just a really cool rabbit hole. I guess a part of this story to find out that he was actually part of an organized crime thing, and the reason he was able to operate the capacity that he could was because he was essentially a made man. I don't know if a made man is the term I'm looking for, but he kind of had free reign to do shit as he pleased, to fucking kill people, to hide bodies. It wasn't really a pallet company. It was a front for money laundering, all kinds of different awful shit going on. And I did. The FBI told Junior, they said, all right, you fucking dimed your dad out. You dimed Tiny out. It's time for you to go to witness protection. Junior said, I don't want to go to witness protection. I don't want to alienate my wife Donna's family.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
Yeah. I don't want to alienate my wife Donna's family. So the FBI said, you do realize your father's going to have you killed. Because the dad, there towards the end, the dad said, I know I got a fucking mole. I got somebody in here that's talking to somebody.
There's a fucking rat.
I can feel the fucking pressure. And when I find out who it is, I'm going to kill him. So the dad had already made it pretty abundantly clear that whoever the rat was, they were going to get murdered. So the FBI said, you gotta get the fuck out of it. You gotta get witness protection. You gotta go. And he said, I'm not doing it. So apparently there's another degree, a different level of witness protection where the FBI says, here's $60,000. Keep your name.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here and don't ever come back. And that's what Junior took. What is it? His name is Joe as well. A little confusing. But that's what Joseph Stein did. He took the deal. He ran someplace. I was doing some digging on Facebook and shit. His wife's name was Donna. So I found a Donna. She had like 4 friends. One of her friends is her husband, Joe Stein. I'm like, okay, I fucking found these people on Facebook. I go to Joe's profile. We have a mutual friend. I reach out to the mutual friend. The mutual friend says, yeah, I don't know a lot about him, but I'd love to ask him. So he's high on the trail, man. I don't know. And so it's actually he's a long-time listener to the show, good friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
good dude. So hopefully maybe he's checking it out. I don't know.
Even if that's him, it's not gonna be him.
Oh, no, and you know it might be. And he told his story. He came back and told his story, even though that
He's not worried about getting murked
the
anymore.
Baltimore Sun in 2002 was the article that I uncovered.
Okay.
It was behind a paywall, so it's kind of hard to get to figure it out. He was a serial killer. A lot of people like to. I've seen this story on TikTok a lot. People like, he put his dead bodies in a cheeseburger. They always leave out. There's never been a part about this guy worked in organized crime. He was an enforcer. He was doing bad shit for bad people, and that's the reason why he was able to do what he wanted to do.
That gave him the ability to.
He was just a sick fucker. Is really kind of what it boiled down.
Exactly.
And if I needed an enforcer, I say give me a dude named Tiny
Yeah, exactly.
that eats dead bodies. That's literally exactly what you want if you want an enforcer.
Yeah, that's a carbon copy. Enforcer, like
Give me that dude.
He's what you would think of.
How big do you want him? I don't know, about 6'1", 475. That sounds good. Make him like a wall. Make him like a fucking Abrams tank.
Yeah.
Give me that one.
Like the big black to Rob Dyrdek. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he aged quickly. This Joe Metheny did. He looked nothing like the picture we all see is him like standing like fucking.
Looks like a professional wrestler, like he's Vader or something.
Yeah, he looks just ready to kill, ready to pounce. But then some of those last
Yeah, he looked rough.
pictures of him, he just sad and kind of old,
Droopy and
decrepit.
Yeah.
But yeah, right there, that guy, that looks like an enforcer right there.
Fuck yeah, it does.
For a mafia or a mob.
Yeah. He looks like he stinks.
I was going to talk to you about this. Look at this picture of him on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that I would not like being around that human. Not the scary, but just the way he's fucking acting. With the stupid fucking necklace and
The button down.
and just kind of growling and shit.
Yeah.
I would not fight him because he would
yeah.
mercilessly just kill me. I could beat his ass. The old version, the 60-year-old version, I'd beat the shit out of him.
The dead version. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, dude, I smack him up in the casket.
Yeah, that's yeah.
What if you went to a funeral and just there's someone there you don't recognize, and everyone starts saying their goodbyes, and that person gets up to the casket and starts wearing the dead body out?
Dude.
It wouldn't make a real sound.
Just fucking piecing it up.
Motherfucker, go to sleep.
Hits the Ali shuffle in the middle.
I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated,
Mm-hmm.
but just for the sheer possibility that one of you wonderful people would do that for me, come to my funeral and start beating the shit out of me.
Just fucking knock the formaldehyde out of your ass.
Rob put his hands up like, this is what he wanted. Stop, everyone. Let him go. This is what Nick wanted. Break my fucking nose after I die, dude. I don't need it anymore. Yeah. Or at least just like give me to somebody. Just say, fuck this thing up for a few days and give it back before it starts to stink. Somebody have fun
Clear
with
it out.
Yeah. Cut all of its toenails off and just do whatever you want. You can't hurt it.
I heard it's got a really tight asshole.
Yeah.
Try it out.
See if you can get its scrotal flap into its butt. I think I did do that once. I got my scrotum all the way up my butthole.
I could probably make mine touchy. I don't think I'd ever try to shove it in there.
You've never lived, my friend.
So you got a couple millimeters of sack up in your butt.
Yeah, dude. It's called a potato sack race is what I call that. Put your sack in your butt.
I call it the Muppet.
The Muppet. Or you put your sack in somebody else's butt.
That could work, yeah.
It's called the three-legged race.
I like that.
Yeah, man, we can try it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't actually be seeing each other's wiener. That's not gay.
No.
If you just put your like sack flap in another man's butt,
Ball skin.
it's not like, if you're getting stretched out.
Yeah.
Oh, getting stretched out.
It'd be just like putting like a deflated balloon in there. I mean, I don't think that's really gay or anything.
Yeah, dude. I've put tons of stuff in my ass. Not worried about a little skin flap.
I've put an inflated balloon in my ass.
I've put a
Let's put a balloon in your ass and I'll blow it up.
yeah. I put a dick in there with a man attached to the dick.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, sorry this was such a mess. This was a really hard one to keep up with because right when we were about to record the episodes, when I uncovered a treasure trove of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear what you guys thought of the story, and anytime you guys want to talk about the episodes, it feels like our closed group is mostly for shit posting.
Pretty much, yeah.
But if you guys ever want to talk crime or conspiracy, or I think we would like to encourage that more.
For sure.
Not that we want to make the memes any less.
In the group, yeah, don't really message us stuff like that because we don't ever.
I try to keep up.
Yeah, it's too difficult.
It is, but yeah, in the group we can chat conspiracies or anything you want to talk about. Highly accessible humans.
Yeah.
We're losers. But we love you, and you're a loser,
sure.
and we're losers, so we can just be losers together.
Yeah, if you're listening, we're specifically talking to you. We love you.
Some of you are winners.
You especially.
You.
You right there. Yes,
Yeah.
you.
With the AirPods.
Yep. Sitting at your shitty job.
Sitting at your shitty job that no one fucking cares about.
Yeah. Besides us.
Except for us.
You are the diamond, the sparkle in our eyes.
You jacking off in the corner. Masturbating for the 21st time today.
Keeping your prostate healthy.
Lubing up your gland. We're here for you, buddy. So, all right, guys. Happy November, and we'll see you in December.
Yeah.
How about that?
Later, Gators. All right, poop tube.
We only got interrupted 48 fucking times tonight.
Brio float at the Macy's Day Parade. That'd be fucking great.
That would be really.
It would just be a big ass with a beer bottle going into it.
I'd really enjoy that. Did he get on?
He did, yeah. He said hey when he came back. He said hey. Nero.
Yeah, he's back. All right, sorry about that, Nero. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Nothing personal, bro. All right, we'll talk to you soon, guys.
All right, love you guys.